you fall away into like nothingness, and you are absorbed by this like separate energy sphere, right? It's like ethereal. You don't have a physical body anymore, and you don't know where the plane ends and where you begin. Like, you are just a part of this whole thing. And it's kind of where the name of this podcast comes from. We are one. The reason I want to talk about this is because we were talking about you were saying, when you see me, you see you. And I think that's almost like directly in line with some of that same idea, right? My I think belief at this point in time is like, we're just like physical vessels of collective consciousness, right? We're individuals experiencing this reality, but then deeper is like a group consciousness where we all kind of, it's like a pool where we all kind of draw ourselves as individuals from, and different ideas. You know how like you have an idea that just like pops into your head and you're like, oh shit, like
where'd that come from,
right?
Yeah.
And I feel like I've been to that place, right?
Yeah.
So that's why like no religions really stand out to me as one that I want to just like latch onto. But I think there's something to be taken away from each one of those religions, because I think what they all have in common is that they're trying to express the same thing, right? Just from different perspective, different experience, right?
And you just hit it on the nail, Justin. And I want to say this too, bro, just as a respected individual, that you're not in no wrong way in how you seek out God, and two, how you view it. You know what I mean? Because what I've come to learn is that there's so much division. People will get defensive, like, oh wait, what? You don't believe it? You don't believe in this, or you go this way with this religion, or you a part of this group, or you a part of this. It's so much division that happens in life,
that
bro.
speaks to the need for tolerance.
Exactly, right? And like, but people get defensive when like, oh, their thoughts aren't in line with mine, how I see God, so I'm gonna not speak on it, or I don't. That sounds a little off.
That's a touchy subject. I don't know how to describe what I'm thinking, so I'm just not gonna try.
But that, and they don't want to ruffle any feathers. But the most beautiful thing about it is that, like, all right, God, honestly, bro, God, His love comes by choice. You know what I mean? And I learned that from a very beautiful individual in the last 3 years, that it opened my mind up to see God even in a more beautiful way. I think it was intentional to have free will, bro. Me. You know what I mean? I honestly think that. And it actually allows us to, what do we want to choose in life? Do we want to choose God? Do we want to choose this? Do we want to choose that? And I'm not putting, levels on or anything like that, but I'm just saying is that, like we just talked about, perception is truth. You know what I mean? And for you to find your avenue of which way you're gonna go to seek that out, what truth is or what God is, you in no wrong of doing that, bro. I just want to say that to you.
For sure.
Because you gotta have your own personal relationship. You know what I mean? And who's to say who has the right, wrong? You know what I mean?
I find that, I love how you say that, because I hear that a lot. You got to have your own personal relationship with God. But then you get people who claim to follow God that judge you for your relationship with God. Not that I'm personally worried about that, but that just seems so hypocritical.
Like, I understand that.
Like there's so many things about like the standard like religious community, especially in America in this day and age, that just is so like counterintuitive. They go against their own supposed faith. It's like people are just like following along, and they don't have that deeper understanding, because it's like supposedly just laid out for them, like this is what it is. Whereas I feel like for me, I just kind of stumbled into it on my own, right? And I think for me, I might have a deeper connection with what that is than some of those people. Not to claim anything, I don't know if I wanted to say that, but I might have a deeper connection based on the way that I fell into, like the way my journey has gone, than having had it laid out for me. Does that make sense? Was that clear? I don't know.